Thanks everyone for having us today. I am Leanne West and I'm the president of the International Children's Advisory Network. And we are a nonprofit that promotes the importance of the pediatric patient voice in healthcare and research. And we really try to get our kids where they need to be to share their stories. And we've brought you a couple here today that you can listen to. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Meg, why don't you go first?
Okay. Hello, my name is Megan. I'm 11 years old. I'm a freshman in high school. I have spina bifida, so I'm bound to a wheelchair. I have paraparesis and hydrocephalus, so I need a shunt. And of course, as I said, I'm unable to walk. I enjoy listening to music and reading and other things that regular kids like. I can't go to public school because of my conditions getting in the way of that, so I'm homeschooled. It's Keystone online. The workload's terrible. I hate it, but I also like it because I'm learning. I'm very excited to be here, and I hope that we'll all learn something and just have a lot of fun together.
Great. All right, Hannah, how about you?
All right, my name is Hannah Mallerman. I am 16 years old. I have inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD. To be more specific, I have ulcerative colitis, or UC, and I had an ostomy for about 3 months before I had a J-pouch. I go to high school. I'm a junior in high school. I am in the band. I hang out with lots of friends in my free time. I like to do like hand lettering or going on walks with family. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks you all. Thanks for being here today. So I want to know if you can tell our audience what a day in your life is like and how that might be similar or different from kids without a medical diagnosis. And I will let Megan go first.
If it makes any sense, it's both really similar and really different at the same time. I suppose it's similar to me because I've lived with it my whole life, so it's my normal. I mean, I guess for an outsider, they'd be like, oh my God, that is not normal. But for me, it's normal, and like I said before, I like things that other kids like, reading, listening to music, going on walks, well, wheelings, basically. But it's also really different because unlike other people, I'm not able to walk, I can't dance or travel. I can't travel because I have neurogenic bladder and bowel, so I have a 3-hour window basically. So I'm not able to travel for a long time without having to stop and be in sterile conditions to empty my bladders and bowels because it can't do it itself. So it's both very similar and very different because physically it's extremely different, but emotionally I'm just a kid just like everyone else is.
Wonderful, thank you. Hannah, how about you?
I agree a lot with Megan on that. It is very similar, but at the same time, very, very different. For me, I go to the bathroom a lot more than other kids will, or it takes me longer than other kids. So I will have to either plan my day according to what I will eat or how my body will react to that, or like, when should I do this activity if I'm gonna go out to lunch at this time or something like that. But I think it is also the same because I see it as normal, just like Megan said, and it's what my normal is. It's different for every person, but that's what I see.
Yep, and I agree with you all. I mean, we're all different no matter what we have going on, right? What's normal for you. So, okay, now I want to hear about now I want to ask, what would you like to see for innovation in your medicine or medical devices you interact with? Is there anything specific that you can tell this audience? Because they're the people who might actually be able to create something or change something. So we'd love to hear what ideas that you have, kind of that you face daily. Megan, go first.
Well, before I start, I just want to warn everybody that I'm prone to saying a lot of fanciful things, and if someone said, "What do you want in the world?" I'd say rainbows and unicorns and magic. But I think that pretty much really anything that not just could benefit the people that have already lived with their condition for a long time, but for people that are just starting out, like infants that have birth defects, it would be nice if we had more innovation so that we could just fix all of that or solve the problem in the DNA before the baby's even developed. And for people that it's basically too late for that, just whatever can make their lives easier. I can't really think of anything specific, really, because people come up with new things every day that are like, oh wow, I never thought of anything looking like that. Oh my god, really? So just anything that helps, whatever helps for anybody.
All right. Hannah, how about you? Is there anything with your condition that you think would be a cool thing to help you out every day?
Yeah, so for treatments for IBD, you normally get infusions. Depending on how bad the disease is, you can get them either really frequently or up to I think 8 weeks apart. So I would like to see something where you could do almost kind of like light therapy instead of having to get an IV and infusions every single time, something that would make it easier on the kid or the patient, and also having more patient resources at your hospital or your center that would guide new patients through hard times and things like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is good. Awesome. Okay. So tell me, how do you hear about new technology or new medications that might help you? Does that all come from your doctor, or do you kind of do some sleuthing on your own on Google? Megan?
I mostly do some sleuthing on Google about that. Because of COVID-19, I haven't been able to go out and say, hey, what about this? So I spend a lot of my time when I'm not doing schoolwork just looking things up, hey, what about this? What about this? Oh, wow, that exists? Okay, wow, okay. What about that? So I do a lot of discoveries on my own and also looking at the news, new things that are popping up all the time and just looking at different websites. But I don't really get anything much from my doctors anymore. I think I used to. They used to tell me a lot of things about new stuff. My dentist talked about light therapy and stuff like that for procedures and stuff like that. So I had to go all over the internet to find out new stuff about that. I still have a notepad that has all of the things you told me about that. It's all on sticky notes. So mostly on my own.
Okay, good. Hannah, how about you?
So I was diagnosed, sorry about that. I was diagnosed in the middle of the pandemic. So I haven't had a ton of time about talking about research and stuff. That was kind of a thing that you had to do on your own. But my parents are very good about looking into this kind of stuff. But the last couple times I've seen my doctor, we haven't even really brought up new studies and new medicines and stuff about that. So I would definitely like to hear more about that from my doctors.
Okay, that's really good to know that you would like to know more about some of the things that are kind of being researched right now that might be possible one day, or something new that's come to you. I think that's really great. What about, can you tell me maybe what your favorite treatment is and why? Megan, maybe?
I don't really have a favorite treatment. I don't know very much about treatments. I don't have a lot of treatments. It's not like I go out to the doctor all the time and have to have a whole bunch of medicine and a whole bunch of shots and infusions and stuff like that, or surgeries and stuff. But I do take pills and things like that, which is convenient because it's all just right there on my dresser. So if that counts as a treatment, then that's nice.
It counts. Hannah, but how about you?
I have a lot of least favorite ones, I can tell you that. I think there's some that are a lot easier than others. Such as, like Megan said, taking pills is a lot easier than getting shots or doing something with needles. But I think definitely taking something like orally is a lot easier than anything else, I think.
Yes, I'm going to agree with you on that for sure. So is there anything that you all want doctors to know when you meet with them or when they tell you things? Is there anything you want them to know to help make their care of you better or easier? Megan?
Not just specifically me, but one thing that researchers and doctors and pretty much everyone needs to really know is that everyone's different when it comes to treatments and pretty much everything. There's no one size fits all. It's you have to really talk with the patient and know what's best for them, and also in many cases the patient knows what's right for them more than the doctor does. Because for example, I remember one time, I think it was like 3 years ago maybe, and something happened. I don't remember what it was, and I had to have some sort of treatment, and I'd already been through it like twice. It never went well at all. And I said, no, I can't do this. It's bad. And then I went to explain all the reasons why it's bad. And they're like, yeah, I want to believe you, but we still got to do it because I said so. So they did it, and surprise, surprise, it was bad. And I was on it for like a couple months, I think, but it was bad every single time. And eventually they just said, okay, deal with it yourself then. So I haven't. So basically, most patients, maybe not most, but a lot of patients know what's best for their body when doctors don't. So I think that they should be considered when given treatments.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Hannah, how about you? Do you have any advice for doctors?
Sorry, my dog was barking. I would definitely say make sure or check up on your patient with their mental health throughout the whole process of everything. Mental health, at least at our hospital, wasn't talked about too often, but it is definitely very important. So I think that was one thing that was that was something that I really wanted people to like know more about, or I forgot the words for it, but like kind of like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To be aware
Yeah.
of it and to ask the questions and make sure
Yes.
it's okay.
Yes.
You have a script? You have a script?
No. Like just like ask your questions, make sure that your patient is okay and that they're doing well mentally, not only physically. And also, yeah, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, mental health, very important.
Good. Well, if you think of it in a second, I'm happy to let you finish that thought.
Okay.
So let me ask one more question. I want to know why you all participated today, why you participate in iCAN. What does it mean to you to have these kind of opportunities?
It means a lot to me. I think it's very important that children are educated about their own conditions, and they know that they have a say in what happens to them, and they know what's actually going on, so that someone across the street can't just say, oh, well, it's because of this and this and this, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. You know, they need to be educated and know that just because they have a disability and it can do so and so things to them doesn't mean that they can't live their lives to the fullest and just be happy and be self-sufficient is the word I'm looking for. Self-sufficient.
Great, thank you. Hannah,
I just,
participate today. Oh, sorry, Megan, you want to say more?
sorry, I was just going to say that I think that iCAN's ideals and everything really empowers children to believe that they can do anything that they put their minds to as long as they work hard for it, despite their disability.
Thank you. That's so lovely, really. Hannah, how about you?
I think when I was first diagnosed, I had no idea what IBD was or ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. I had no idea. So I really want to talk to other kids, or not even just kids, adults, and have them be educated on what medical procedures or what medical diagnoses are, and how it impacts people and how it affects their quality of life. And I think, just like how Megan was saying, this is like a great organization, and I wanted to help out people who are listening from a good spot, I guess.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to give you one last chance. Is there anything you want to say that you didn't get to say earlier? And if not, that's okay. But one more chance if you want to say anything else to the audience we have here today.
This is wonderful. I'm so happy I'm here and that I got to speak. And I think that's it.
All right,
I love the interactions.
good.
I had an idea real quick for the innovation thing, if that was okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So most of the medications that people go on for ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease or IBD in general, they suppress your immune system. So I would like to see some kind of medication that doesn't make you immunocompromised,
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you both for being here today. It is so wonderful to have you. And I know that the audience is going to love this as well. And I just really appreciate that you all are willing to talk about your conditions and what's important to you. That means a lot. So we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, I Spy.